Alright, so we just got a brand new trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, which mainly details the new Doom powers in Shadow's campaign, and I wanted to make this video to go over some tiny details that you may have missed in the trailer, because similar to the other Shadow Gens trailer, there's a lot here that simply goes unexplained. But anyway, to start out the trailer, we have Shadow talking to this Doom egg thing. This is where Shadow obtains the Doom Spear ability, which we've seen briefly in the Space Colony Arc demo at Summer Game Fest. The trailer then goes on to detail the other Doom powers, including the Doom Blast, which is a cool attack where Shadow rapidly attacks an enemy and sends it flying into breakable walls. Next up, we have the Doom Morph, which is a very interesting one to me. With this ability, you're able to scale walls and ceilings and grapple off of things. It's a very interesting concept, but I think it's going to enhance exploration. Next up, we have the Doom Wings, and this was shown previously in some screenshots and of course at the end of the Summer Game Fest trailer. This ability looks so cool, dude, and I bet it's going to be a lot of fun. And finally, we have the Doom Surf ability, which was very subtly teased on the website when the Summer Game Fest trailer dropped in June. We also got a very brief look at this thing yesterday when Sega dropped the collector's edition of the game, as the Doom Surf render is shown on the soundtrack disc. Anyway, I think it's pretty safe to say that this ability is going to be used a ton in Kingdom Valley. Now let's go over the two new zones they showed off. We have Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces, at least that's what it seems to be because the enemy designs match those seen in Forces, and Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers. Now, I just want to apologize real quick because I was completely wrong when I said that they're not adding any levels from games that came after Generations because of timeline stuff, basically. But that's not the case because we got a stage from Forces and Frontiers, so that's cool. I'm very intrigued to see more of Sunset Heights and how they may expand on the level because we all know it's very lackluster in Forces. But Chaos Island, I have some questions. Shadow wasn't even in Frontiers, so how does this make any sense? Maybe Shadow Generations takes place at the same time as Frontiers? Hey, that may explain why he's absent in that game, or maybe Shadow visited Chaos Island sometime in the past, or I don't know, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. And we also get to see many more shots of the city world. I still stand by my belief that Black Doom is going to transport us to a different version of this city once or twice in every level. That would explain why the trailer shows this city world at different times of day. So no, I don't think there is going to be a full Radical Highway or Restopolis level, but instead, we're just going to visit this sort of wacky city area that takes inspiration from those levels. If I had to guess, this one area with the water shooting out of the buildings will probably take place during Kingdom Valley, because, well, do I really need to explain myself? We can also see a brief glimpse of Space Colony Arc Act 2, which you can tell it's Act 2 because it's 2D, whereas Act 1 is completely 3D. If I had to guess, I think the second act for each zone is going to be more Doom-powered focused, while the first act is pretty standard Sonic stuff, which I'm not opposed to. We also got to see more of the white space open zone. At the beginning of the trailer, we can get a solid look at the Space Colony Arc entrance, and it just looks like the entrances seen in base Generations, but of course it's in an open zone this time, and you know, I'm a really big fan of that. I'm glad they're still keeping that Generations feel, even though this is obviously not the same thing as Generations. As for what there is to do in the open zone, we can see that there are going to be some sort of collectibles, as there's this chest in this one shot. I can imagine that this will maybe unlock some music or artwork or something like that, and there are also going to be little missions around the hub world as well, as we can see one where Shadow is surfing. And finally, we have the reveal of the Metal Overlord boss, making a return from Sonic Heroes. I think this kind of confirms my theory that each zone in Shadow Generations is going to have a boss fight from the game the level is based on. This means we're probably going to get an infinite boss fight, a night boss fight, and you know, man, I would say it's pretty likely for Mephiles to be in this game, but we'll just have to wait and see. Regardless, Metal Overlord is a cool pick, and this boss fight looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, that was just a quick analysis of the new Shadow Generations trailer with some things you may have not noticed. So let me know what you all think about this trailer in the comments down below. But that's all for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.